The Preventative Maintenance Log is one of 3 core maintenance documents for PSA plants. The Preventative Maintenance Log helps to organize scheduled maintenance intervals and track maintenance that has been completed. The Preventative Maintenance Log is a record of what you have done and a plan for what you will do at the same time. Manufacturers provide recommended minimum intervals for maintenance for their equipment in the equipment manuals. Operators must use equipment manuals to understand service intervals for individual components. Different components of the PSA plant will have different service intervals. For example, the air compressor and oxygen generator will likely need service at different times. Within the air compressor, the air filter and oil separator element may need service at different times. The Preventative Maintenance Log provides a single, central location in which to track all of the unique service intervals for each service task without needing to consult individual equipment manuals regularly. Let's explore the Preventative Maintenance Log in more detail. To use the Preventative Maintenance Log effectively, it must first be customized. Modify the Preventative Maintenance Log by adding rows for components on your PSA plant and by removing unnecessary rows. For ease of editing, a digital copy of the Preventative Maintenance Log is available at bhioxygen.org. To understand how to customize your Preventative Maintenance Log, you must read the planned maintenance sections of all of your equipment manuals. Note that in the image on the screen, the operator starting this log had written in a line for the air dryer and made other modifications. For clarity, it is best to customize the log digitally and print a log that fits your PSA plant. If your health facility operates a PSA plant with multiple production lines, use one log per production line. If you have a duplex PSA plant, meaning 2 parallel PSA plants, then you need to set up 2 preventative maintenance logs. If you have a triplex PSA plant, meaning 3 parallel PSA plants, then you need to set up 3 logs. It is important to treat each production line as a distinct PSA plant for maintenance. A benefit of duplex and triplex plants is that not all lines need to be run at the same time. It is important to track each line individually to account for variability in runtimes. The preventative maintenance log must be used even if there is a service provider. Do not rely on a service provider to track maintenance for your PSA plant. It is essential for the PSA plant operators to have a clear, independent understanding of the service history of their system. This slide shows BHI's version of a preventative maintenance log. It is not supplier specific and has been found to work well for most PSA plants. BHI recommends customizing to match your plant's specific maintenance tasks. Suppliers often have equipment-specific logs, which should be followed when available. To start using the preventative maintenance log, first populate the plant information in the top section of the log. Fill in the manufacturer, model, and serial number information for the air compressor, oxygen generator, and booster compressor. Next, locate the manuals for the air compressor, oxygen generator, and booster compressor. Find the preventative maintenance section of each manual. The manuals will likely contain tables that show the number of hours that should pass between each service. Populate the frequency column of the preventative maintenance log based on the service schedule shown in each component manual. When maintenance is performed, the individual who did the maintenance or who supervised the service provider maintenance should log the hours of the equipment at the time of maintenance along with the date and their initials. Let's look at an example of a preventative maintenance log. Many parts have a record of their first service. The first column that contains hours, dates, and initials is information about the first date of service. Some parts have a record of their second service. That information is captured in the second column with the hours, dates, and initials for that service. Let's look at what we can see in this sample form. First, we can see that this log has been customized. A coalescing filter has been removed from the service list to better match the plant. Next, we can see that the frequency for the parts has been entered by an operator in the frequency column. Parts have frequencies of 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, or 8,000 hours. Looking at the information entered when service was performed, we can see that all 2,000-hour service was performed at the same time. The 2,000-hour service on the air compressor was done the same day as the 2,000-hour service for the booster compressor. It looks like when the system hit 4,022 hours, the 4,000-hour service was performed. At the same time, the next 2,000-hour service was performed. It is common to perform all maintenance on the same day when intervals align. We can observe that no maintenance has been logged for the service tasks of 8,000-hour frequencies. It would appear that this system has not yet reached 8,000 running hours. Lastly, we can see that different operators performed service because they have recorded their initials on the dates when they performed maintenance. Failure to complete the preventative maintenance will lead to a non-functional PSA plant. By doing preventative maintenance at the required frequencies, you help prevent costly breakdowns and ensure safe, efficient operations. If components are replaced as a part of a repair effort, update the preventative maintenance log for the parts replaced during the repair. The repair log should also be used to document this activity. Installing a new part during a repair resets the service interval of a part. Be sure to consider both the preventative maintenance log and repair log during repair activities. For extra clarity during the preventative maintenance process, consider writing the date of service and service interval hours on parts. In the photo on this slide, we can see that the air filter and oil filter are both marked with a 4,000 and a date, indicating that they need to be serviced 4,000 hours after the date marked on the part. This simple note can serve as a check for the preventative maintenance log and will easily communicate to other operators when parts need attention. Remember, preventative maintenance is not a solo task. It requires teamwork and open communication. Reach out to colleagues in management to make sure that you have the required spare parts, tools, and consumables. If you have questions about how to perform a type of maintenance, please reach out to your supplier or service provider before you attempt to perform the maintenance. By working together, we can keep the plant running smoothly and safely.